This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Coming up on SSPTV News, the second part of our interview with a representative from Pathway to Recovery about the opioid problem in our area. Hello everyone, it's good to see you again, and if it's your first time here, I hope you enjoy the show. I'm Ken Kara, this is SSPTV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information. Here's our headlines now from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Last night we told you about the heroin and opioid crisis that's plaguing our country and our area. Tonight, in part 2 of our series, Lisa Sugart will sit down and interview a representative from Pathway to Recovery about services available for those living with addiction.
I am pleased to welcome back Eileen Panzarella. She is the Director of Prevention at Pathway to Recovery in the city of Hazleton. You were talking about the problem and how Luzerne County has the highest rate in the country for overdose deaths, which is unbelievable. But today we want to focus more on how people can get help. And if they give you a call or reach out, there is help available.
Yes, so if they give us a call, they'll be brought in. One of our counselors will do an evaluation. Through the evaluation and also talking with the client to find out do they need an inpatient rehab, and then we will work to find them a place where they can go inpatient, because that's one of the things too, a lot of beds are taken, they're limited, so we will work to try to find them an inpatient unit. If they don't need that high level of care, if they just need an outpatient, they can come in and see a counselor. We also have what we call partial hospitalization, which is an intensive outpatient. They come in 3 days a week and they attend meetings, group sessions, and so it's more intense, but they're not put inpatient. We can, recommend also, one of the therapies right now is counseling in combination with Suboxone. So Suboxone is a medication that blocks the cravings for heroin, and there are many doctors in town that are prescribing it. And so people are getting that, but we really recommend counseling with that, because they have to learn how to deal with their addiction. It is a disease, and learning how to deal with it, not just blocking the cravings. So the combination, Suboxone and counseling, can be successful.
And you told me something which I wasn't aware of, that oftentimes there is an overdose death after they've gone through rehabilitation. Explain why that happens.
Well, when they're coming out of rehab or out of jail, they have been off of heroin for a while. And if they relapse, if they go back to old patterns of behavior and they use again, that is one of the riskiest times, because their body is not used to it. And if they go back to using what they were using before rehab, they can overdose easier. And so it is a more dangerous time. They have to be aware of that and try to stay away from those old patterns of behavior.
I would think that's probably a very difficult process. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in the situation that we are in. What things can we do to help, like parents, to make sure their prescription medication is not, easily accessible by someone in their family?
Oh, definitely. Parents have to be aware. Keep your medication locked up away, especially teenagers who might be trying to get their hands on this to make them feel better, and grandparents too, because they might be more likely to have some of these pain medications around. So, and not just OxyContin, but Vicodins, Percocets, any of those. Know how many pills you have, be aware of it, and maybe ask the doctor, do you need to take that strong of one? And especially if it's being recommended for a child, is there something, a lower dose that they can use that's maybe not as powerful? So those are definite things. And if they're done with their medications and they still have them, don't just keep them. There's a lot of take-back places. The police are doing it, where you can give it in, turn it in, so it's not available for someone else.
And lastly, is it that people hesitate to get help? Is there still a stigma associated with it? Or has it just reached into so many families that maybe now it's more out in the open that people are not afraid to get help?
Yeah, I probably both. You know, there's still, I guess, maybe the stigma of that someone's a drug addict, but we know now it is a disease of the brain, and so it's not something that, you know, are you embarrassed because you have diabetes, or if someone gets cancer, you know, it's not that. So it's in the same kind of category. It is a disease, so they shouldn't feel that way, even though they might. But I think now we're trying to get more of that message out, that it is a disease, so less of a stigma towards it.
All right, well, thank you so much. This has been very informational. If you need assistance, you have questions, please call Eileen. It is Pathway to Recovery in Hazleton, 570-455-9902. Also, their website is pathway-to-recovery.org. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because that's the only way that they're going to get it.
Right, exactly.
Thank you, Lisa. We will have more on the opioid crisis in the weeks ahead on SSPTV News. The man whose name is synonymous with the retail business told his employees yesterday that he has late-stage cancer. Al Boskov owns a chain of department stores, including Boskov's in the Laurel Mall. The 87-year-old entrepreneur, seen here during an appearance on the Sam Lassant Show, wrote a letter and shared the news with his employees yesterday. Protesters gathered yesterday in front of Congressman Lou Barletta's office in downtown Hazleton. About 15 people carried signs protesting President Donald Trump's executive order barring immigrants from entering the United States. The congressman, who was not there at the time, issued a statement saying the First Amendment is a wonderful thing, as people have the right to express their opinions in a respectful manner. He also says that he disagrees with their interpretation of the executive order. Keep your coats handy. Good old Phil saw his shadow this morning in Punxsutawney. That means 6 more weeks of winter. Today marked the 131st celebration of Groundhog Day in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. On a related note, remember when Bill Murray was here for the Hazleton Integration Project banquet? He talked about Punxsutawney. Well, I think Phil deserves some Frankie's Cold Pizza, and I think one of our viewers deserves some as well. Frankie's Cold Pizza and their Pizza Express is now bringing their box cold pizza to your door. You have a chance to win a box of 12 slices of Frankie's Cold Pizza with their signature sauce and cheese blend, baked fresh all day with no preservatives. Call 570-459-9813, extension 104. Leave your name and phone number. We will pick a winner at random. You must pick up your prize at Frankie's by the close of business on Sunday. Be sure to check out the delivery schedule for Frankie's Express on their Facebook page. Coming up next on SSPTV, hop in our DeLorean and travel back in time with Charles McElwee from the Greater Hazleton Historical Society and Museum. In sports, we'll meet some of the seniors upholding North Schuylkill's proud wrestling tradition.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Well, every week, Charles McElwee, who is a board member for the Greater Hazleton Historical Society, joins us to talk history. And this time you're kind of looking ahead, and it's for the Greater Hazleton Historical Society because big things are on the horizon for this year. It's going to be a great year for the organization.
Right, this is going to be a very critical year. Following a very successful year in 2016, we had a number of programs and events, historic walking tours, the launch of the Historic District Project. And this year we're looking at building on not only the programs and events that we have, but also increasing our visibility online through the launch of a website in the spring, as well as a campaign, a fundraising campaign, to really keep what we do going. Because as much as we love to be a voice in the community, and we have this wonderful 3-story museum in downtown Hazleton, unfortunately we can't continue our efforts to preserve and revitalize in Greater Hazleton without a well-funded historical society. So it's through the website, which will be an interactive experience, as well as a fundraising campaign where we will reach out to the community, that we will build the funds that are necessary to keep our efforts moving along in the coming year.
And currently, if people do want to see things, you do have a quite active Facebook page, so people can go and check things out there and see a lot of things that are happening.
Right, we have daily posts on our Facebook page, and you don't have to be a member of Facebook to see it. Just Google Hazleton Historical Society and you will find it. But on top of the Facebook page, we will have a new website this year that will provide a pictorial history of Hazleton, as well as a fundraising component built within the website to allow us to raise the dollars that are necessary to continue our efforts from the program's events. We intend on having another Irish tour in March, our historic walking tours of the downtown, the Vine Street Cemetery, and the proposed historic district. The list goes on. We've had lectures in the past. We plan on having more in the future. So look ahead in 2017. Follow us on Facebook, but also keep up with us with this new website and find out what we're doing, because it's going to be a very busy year and critical year for the Historical Society.
All right, well, we look forward to having you back to keep us updated on that so we can tell everybody about the new launch and also how they can donate to make sure that the Historical Society sticks around for many years to come.
Thank you, Lisa.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Hey, look, the sky is gray again today, just like it was for most of January. Winter in Northeast PA. Here's our local weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight we have a slight chance of snow showers before 8 p.m. Partly cloudy, low of 12 degrees with a west wind from 8 to 14 miles per hour. Friday, mostly cloudy. We'll have a high near 23. With the wind chill, it will feel like 0. Friday night, partly cloudy, low of 12. Again, with the wind chill, it will feel like 0 degrees. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 23 degrees. Saturday night, mostly cloudy, low of 15. On Sunday, 40% chance of some snow, mostly cloudy. We'll get up in the lower 30s. Sunday night, mostly cloudy, low in the lower 20s. Monday, more partly sunny with a high near 32. And then Monday night, 40% chance of snow after 1 a.m., cloudy with a low of 21 degrees.
We're here at Sand Springs in celebrations with Rachel Tollett, and she is the certified wedding coordinator here, correct?
Yes.
Certified, and we'll get to that in a minute because that means something here at Sand Springs. I love the tablecloth. We're going to talk about some of the trends for 2016 and what we could look forward to for 2017 for anyone who is planning on getting married this year or soon.
Yeah, I mean, 2016 we had 63 weddings.
So just 63
just
weddings.
63. And I have to say there was just so much that we saw. Everyone was so different, but we kind of talked about the items that we saw that were just, everyone did this, you know, do it yourself, this do yourself centerpieces, the place cards, that was so popular, even a lot for our garden area as well. So a lot of people really took things into their own hands and really wanted to make it personalized for them. So that was something that we really saw in 2016. Another really big one were the first look photos. I had so many brides. It's when the bride and the groom, they choose to see each other before the ceremony. And you get these really beautiful shots of the groom's reaction to the bride. Sometimes there's tears, sometimes there's a smile, sometimes it's complete speechlessness. So it's definitely a really great option that a lot of my brides have chosen in 2016. So I hope I see more of it in 2017, but we had, I would say, almost half of our brides did first look photos. So it was really nice to see that. Also too, we really saw a lot of outdoor ceremonies this year. That was really popular. A lot of people chose to have their ceremonies right here at Sand Springs. I would say 85 to 90% of the brides chose to have ceremonies here. So we really kind of pride ourselves in being a one-stop shop for everybody, and they can get ready here in the bridal suite, they would get married here, then they have the reception here. So that was something that we really saw a lot, and it was a big jump for 2016. Another thing I would say are the big, bold, bright colors.
I love this. I'm taking this home with me.
Yes, hence the sparkles, hence my red suit today. The big bold colors are coming back for 2017, so that's something to really keep an eye out on. We're not gonna do neutrals very much anymore. Everyone wants those big colorful flowers and those big bright linens that when people walk into that room, they're like, wow, wow. just totally shocked. So that's something we're going to see a lot in 2017. We're also going to see a lot of carnival-themed foods. So that is going to bring us a lot into our upgrades that we'll be talking about in a little bit. But a lot of carnival stuff like popcorn and the donuts, maybe cotton candy. Everyone really likes those salty treats at the end of the night. So something to sort of keep in mind and keep a lookout for 2017. But
very good. A lot of good options. If you're
yeah.
interested in looking at the venue, definitely stop by, make an appointment with Rachel. We are here every week on SSPTV News, and we are going to be telling you about a lot of opportunity happening here. Again, Rachel hinted about the upgrades, and also we're talking about being a certified wedding coordinator, what that means to you. So join us here each week on SSPTV.
Will you see some green on Groundhog Day? Here's your midday winning lottery numbers. Pick 2, 4, 6, pick 3, 5, 4, 9, pick 4, 3, 9, 4, 2, and pick 5, 8, 8, 2, 1, 3. When we come back, we'll talk with a group of wrestlers who have been doing the sport together since they were in kindergarten. Sports is next.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
I was given some history homework last night from former North Schuylkill Wrestling head coach Rick Edwards. The current assistant told me he was the first wrestler to ever step on the mat for North Schuylkill High School. He handed me their program for this season and told me to check out some of the facts inside. It's been 51 years of wrestling at the school, and the past, present, and future is alive and well in Fountain Springs. The walls in the North Schuylkill Wrestling Room speak. They tell the story of a long and proud Spartan history that travels right up to the present and the current team upholding the tradition. It's a task seniors Owen Boyer, Mason Madden Edwards, Joe Alexander, and Brady McAtavish have been training for since kindergarten.
I used to get overwhelmed before matches and then a little stressed out and nervous, anxiety. Yeah. And now as a senior, it's just, you just gotta let it out there. Show everyone what you got.
What they got is a lot of talent and dedication. I was only at practice for 15 minutes, but I was getting tired watching rep after rep. It's all about getting faster and faster. Boyer was one match away from going to the state championships last year, and he's working very hard to make sure he's representing North Schuylkill in Hershey this year.
This is exhausting. I just saw you guys. I walked in a bit of practice. You're going for a run after this?
Yeah, probably. Just probably a mile or two. Just something a little extra. Keep my strength and just get better in shape for districts.
It's that kind of determination that has Boyer, Alexander, and McAtavish on the doorstep of 100 wins. Madden Edwards already hit that milestone, a feat that may have seemed impossible to him when he was first starting out back in kindergarten.
I came home one day and was like, Dad, I want to wrestle. And he's like, no way. And that's how it started. Because he was really big in the wrestling, and it kind of just took off from there. I wasn't too good my first few years, but then it just picked up.
He says the Edwards legacy goes back 50 years at North Schuylkill. His dad, a 100-bout winner at North Schuylkill, is the current head coach. His grandfather was a head coach before that and is still an assistant. It was his family who helped him get through the rough moments early in his career. Alexander knows all about rough moments. After winning the 160-pound Schuylkill League title last season, he found out early this season he had a rotator cuff injury.
I already went through something quite similar. Like in my other shoulder, I tore the labrum, and I wrestled a whole season with that. So I'm just, body's kind of used to the pain, tolerance with it, and braces and the trainer is a big help.
The walls can be loud. I couldn't drown them out, but the current wrestlers seem like they are very capable of focusing on the here and now.
How much is strategy and how much is just go out there and react?
I really try not to think about anything when I go out there. I just go out and go with the flow.
Have you always been like that? Or the big theme of this story now is you guys have been doing this since kindergarten. Have you been the same wrestler since you were that little there? How much has changed?
Wow, a lot's changed. A lot's changed. I haven't been able to take a shot or anything, and I came a long way, and now I'm getting takedowns constantly, getting better on top, getting pins, working different moves that I haven't tried before, and it's working out really well for me.
It's been going great for McAtavage. He won a Schuylkill League title at 195 pounds and took gold at the Big Bedford tournament recently. The Walls don't only speak of North Schuylkill's history, they also talk about the sport in general. There's one sign that reads, "Once you have wrestled, other things in life seem easy."
That's funny, as I was shooting around the room, I think it's like once you wrestled, other things seem easy. Does it seem like that? Like you look at schoolwork or anything else, does it bleed through to other areas of your life?
I would say so. It does, like, the not giving up factor, I would say. That was a big factor I got from this. Like, a lot of stuff in my life, I would say I don't give up just because of this, because I know, like, you can push through it because you've been pushed so hard before.
A few more names may be added to the Walls after this season. If you're ever at North Schuylkill High School, it's worth it to drop by the wrestling room and listen. The Big 8J has a date with wrestling history this Saturday. Here's the SSPTV standard speaker scoreboard. The Cougars knocked off Tunkhannock 52-20 to advance to the District 2 AAA Duels Championship against Delaware Valley at Pittston Area High School on Saturday. The Cougars started off hot with Jimmy Hoffman, Jake Marnell, Jeremy Aquino, and Shane Noonan getting pins to put Hazleton Area up 24-0. Carson Kinney also had a pin. In other wrestling action, Monoy Area beat Shamokin with Adam Soriano, Sam Quick, and Matt Lewandowski getting pins. Brandon Muhammad put up a double-double against Weatherly as the Colts beat the Wreckers in basketball. Monoy Area beat Panther Valley with Shane Miller scoring 18 points. Jermaine McNeil had 30 points in the first half in Shenandoah Valley's win. Thad Zuber scored 18 points in a close Tamaqua loss. North Schuylkill fell to Lehighton and MMI lost to Northwest. The Preppers' Philip Bryle scored 18 points. Rebecca Kanaski won the 22 IM and the 100 breaststroke, that's wrong, 200 IM, as Tamaqua beat Schuylkill Haven. And for the boys, Bill Shimko won the 50 free and the 1 meter diving competition for the Blue Raiders. A North Schuylkill football player made his college announcement official on National Signing Day. All-State linebacker Major Jordan will be playing for NCAA Division I Football Championship Subdivision team Lafayette College. Tomorrow we will hear from 2 Marion Colts who are going to play for Assumption College. That's sports on SSPTV News. We'll be right back.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, kindergarten registration in the Hazleton Area School District for the 2017-2018 school year will be held in the administration building by appointment only from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. on the following days for each individual school. February 6th, Drums, 7th Freeland, 8th West Hazleton, 9th Hazel Township, 13th Valley, 14th Arthur Street, 16th McAdoo Clares, and 22nd Heights Terrace. To schedule an appointment or for additional information, please call 570-459-3111, extension 3000. And finally, the American Cancer Society will be holding their 39th annual telethon called Rainbow of Hope on Saturday, February 25th from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. The event will be held at the Hazleton Health and Wellness Center, and the entire community is invited. For info, just call 570-459-1212. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Richard J. Lawrence, formerly of Tresco. Memorial is Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Richard C. Sharp of Scranton. No public services planned. Arrangements are under the direction of the Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home. Barbara Craigle of Drums. Private services will be held at the convenience of the family. The Furo Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Anna Mae Fox of Freeland. Funeral is Monday at 10:30 a.m. for the McNulty Funeral Home. Friends may call Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. and Monday from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. Thomas F. Raymond of Hazel Township. Mass is Friday at 11 a.m. in the St. Joseph's Roman Catholic Church in Shepton. Friends may call Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. The Harmon Funeral Home is assisting the family. Cyril M. Shakur of Tresco. Memorial is Tuesday at noon at the Cornerstone Community Church. The Damiano Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. And Martin J. Wattia of Hazleton. Funeral is Saturday at 10 a.m. at the parish of St. Cyril Methodius at the Church of St. Joseph. Friends may call Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. Arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home.
I give myself a C- for my homework with North Schuylkill. There's actually some pictures of the seniors from when they were in kindergarten in their singlets. Kind of cool. They have one more home match. Go get your own program. We're History for Today. Take it easy, everyone.